open terraces filled with locals, many downtown DC restaurants and cafes instead are boarded up because of protests over the death of George Floyd. Amid the businesses that were looted and damaged during the protests in the U.S. Capitol was the restaurant Equinox that is located just steps away from the White House. They had only been open for a day when they had to close and board up their doors again.
You know, the first night we did walk down there when we heard what was going on, adrenaline kind of kicked in. And we went, you know, with the permission of the police, to go down. And, you know, it's like a mother, you know, you see your child pinned under a car and suddenly you can lift the car. It really just isn't about us and our property. There's such a bigger issue going on right now that talking about this damage done, at least, you know, with us, it just seems irrelevant.
When the looting happened, the restaurant was empty and no one from the staff got hurt. But no one knows when they will be able to go back to work safely.
I can't put my employees at risk that way, so we're not going to open until I'm listening closely to what the mayor says. I'm watching what's going on, and we have to give them room and not compete with them for space.
Owners of the chain Dolcezza also suffered some damage. Windows in one of their downtown cafes were broken.
The city center, yes. That individual store postponed the reopening of that until we kind of work and sort all this stuff out, and then we get new glass in the windows and all that. So that might be not open until another 2 or 3 weeks.
Counting the damages that protests have brought about is another painful chapter for restaurant and cafe owners after they were forced to close for over 2.5 months. Amy Brandwain, owner of restaurants Centrolina and Piccolina, was luckier than most. She had boarded up windows and doors before the unrest began. But she still worries her businesses might not survive this new wave of hardships.
I actually can't sustain the economic damage that would entail, like, replacing the windows. It would really delay opening at some point in the future. It would really be hurtful for me. So the way I feel is that it should be peaceful, but there's been so much pain that it's very hard to control the emotions of the masses. And we need to get organized and making sure the voices are heard in a way that is impactful for change. You know, I'm not sure breaking any more windows is going to be doing it.
However, there are a lot of business owners that say they back the protesters no matter what, and if they sustain certain damage, so be it.
Whether you want to argue if it's all peaceful and that's the way to happen, or whether you want to argue, no, we must rise up, and within the rise there is violence and there is destruction. I honestly don't know the way to what is the right way, if there is any right way for that to be able to happen. All I care about is it to happen.
The capital's restaurants are allowed to be open. However, the majority don't risk to open just yet, hoping things normalize soon. Karina Befredjan for VOA News, Washington.